This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
When Kenny Sturgeon applied to become director of the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, this room was the reason why.
Rocktop Burgers and Brew is again teaming up with the Moses Lake Police Department and Grant County Sheriff's Office to raise money for Shop with a Cop.
Whether they know it or not, patrons who view Heidi Schreck's latest off-Broadway play, including patrons like Bill and Hillary Clinton, who attended a showing November 4th.
Last year, Big Bend women's basketball made a late season push, which resulted in an appearance in the NWAC semifinals.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
When Kenny Sturgeon applied to become director of the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, this room was the reason why. Her husband first saw this display in the 1980s, long before she did, and brought her to visit.
And he's like, this is the museum you should run. And I said, sure, because my husband's got ideas. But it's pretty impressive to have an engagement with a museum exhibit that sticks with you that long.
Sturgeon got the bug for museums when she toured the King Tut exhibit as a child. She went on to get a master's degree in cultural anthropology and museum studies, and for the last 17 years she's held administrative posts in museums, most recently the Pacific Science Center in Seattle.
What really interests me about this museum at this moment in time is the potential it has to be more inclusive of the stories that it shares through its exhibits and through its programming, more holistic in the content that it shares.
The Wenatchee Museum's educational programs for young people, its maker space for STEM projects, and its deep collection of artifacts from Wenatchee history and prehistory all contribute to that potential. Sturgeon formally starts as the Wenatchee Museum Director on Monday, but spent this week acclimating to the new workplace. In 17 years at different museums around the Northwest, she's developed a theory about their value to their communities.
If you feel connected to your place and you feel connected to the other people in that place with you, and you all have an idea of why it's here and where it could be going, those are the kind of things that drive you to make civic decisions. They are the kind of things that drive you to vote. They are the kind of things that drive you to get involved in volunteer organizations and in really being a part of moving that community forward. And I think museums can really help do that, and I think that's where they shine.
Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination, from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
Rocktop Burgers and Brew is again teaming up with the Moses Lake Police Department and Grant County Sheriff's Office to raise money for Shop with a Cop. The restaurant is hosting the second annual Tip a Cop from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday, December 5th. Officers and deputies will be paired with servers to help take care of customers during the event. All tips made will be donated back to the two agencies to help fund Shop with a Cop, an annual event giving law enforcement a chance to interact and shop with select children and families for Christmas. Organizers say Santa will also be making an appearance during the December 5th fundraiser. Last year's event brought in about $5,000 for Shop with a Cop, held every year in December. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
Whether they know it or not, patrons who view Heidi Schreck's latest off-Broadway play, including patrons like Bill and Hillary Clinton, who attended a showing November 4th, are getting a little glimpse of Wenatchee. Heidi Schreck grew up performing in short Shakespeareans, established by her mother, Sherry Schreck. A series of speech contests that Heidi won as a Wenatchee teenager formed the basis of her play What the Constitution Means to Me, which has won raves from the New York Times, the New Yorker, and other publications. In 20 years as a performer and playwright, Schreck has won 2 Obies and a Drama Desk Award, appeared on multiple stage roles, and had guest spots on major TV dramas including Nurse Jackie, where she was also a writer. One early labor of love was a video production of Hedda Gabler, shot in her parents' backyard. What the Constitution Means to Me focuses on how women's freedoms have been interpreted in American history. It opened in September and just had its run extended through December 30th at the Greenwich House Theater in New York. Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
Last year, Big Bend women's basketball made a late season push, which resulted in an appearance in the NWAC semifinals. This season, the Big Bend Vikings are back to work, looking for another deep postseason run. Last year, Big Bend finished 4th in the loaded East region, sneaking into the playoffs. From there, the Vikings knocked off the number 1 seed from the West region, Grays Harbor, and the number 2 seed from the North region, Everett. The Vikings lost 3 starters but have a strong freshman class. Sophomore Sydney Bishop believes depth is a strength of this team.
We have a really deep bench, and so I think that lots of different players are going to get a chance to do some work on the court, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see the lineup at our game.
Freshman Kayla Loop was recruited out of Sugar City, Idaho. She says the team hasn't wasted any time bonding and focusing on their end goal.
High school, you're playing the same girls for 4 years. You kind of get close and you know over the years, but I feel like our team, we knew we had to come together in this short amount of time so we could be successful, and I feel like we've done really well at doing that.
The Vikings start the season at home. They'll host Olympic College at 3 p.m. this Saturday. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.